Pensacola International Airport is one of the coolest small airports out there. Today, we'll be taking a look at the airport, evaluating infrastructure, amenities, and so much more. I hope all of you are excited for this. Let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to Pensacola International Airport. This is going to be a really fun airport to evaluate, and I hope all of you are excited for it. So let's just go ahead and get started. So this is a pretty special airport. As all of you know, I've been doing a model airport of Pensacola since February of 2019, so over 5 years. So it's really cool to get to check out the airport for the first time last year and see what it's all about. And I have some cool captures here today. It's pretty basic, but we definitely have plenty to talk about here. So let's just go ahead and get into it, everyone. First and foremost, here's what the airport looks like. They have two runways that cross each other. They have runway 17 and runway 8. So very cool to see the layout of it right here. As you can tell, Pensacola International Airport is located near the Gulf of Mexico, so that's really cool to see right off this image right here. There is a little piece there, but it's pretty much right there, so pretty close. And as you can tell, the airport has several facilities on it, and they continue to add to that all the time. Let's go ahead and talk about a couple of those. First and foremost, on the north side is where you're going to find the current airport terminal facility. As you can tell there's, I think it's 10 gates, 10 or 12, it's somewhere in there depending on what you count the ramp gates as. But anyway, there's that. And as you can tell, we have a couple of other facilities. We have plenty of hangars throughout. On the south side of the field, you'll find plenty of various tenants for GA traffic along with the FBO. There's also a very cool plane spotting observation area right here too, which is awesome to note. Over here out of the frame, there's a really cool maintenance facility for UPS. They use it for Boeing 757s and Airbus A300s, another cool piece of the puzzle. And you can see the current cargo facility right here, so nice and small, but the A300 fits really nicely right there, so that's cool. As you can tell, there's a variety of parking options. They have a parking garage along with various economy lots and even some surface lots, so you can find those too. A couple hangars over here on the side as well. The air traffic control facilities down here on the west side of the field, which is quite nice, and there's definitely a bunch going on. They also have an on-site property for a hotel and a couple of other nice amenities as well. Here's what the overview looks like. I didn't want to show too much of it because the image is not very good. Excuse me, so I got confused kind of on the perspective here. This is the northwest side of the airport where you have the current gate facility. The southwest side, kind of, if you want to call it that. It's kind of tough to tell, but anyway, that's where the ATC tower is. And then the hangar is right here, along with the GA on the southeast side of the field would be a little bit more appropriate. So that looks pretty cool as well. Okay, so here we go. So I just have a few pictures. I did not go post security because I didn't fly out of here. I just came by to see how it was. So you'll see here what I have. But we have a really cool Pensacola Airport sign, and they do have a Blue Angel on display too, which is great, along with some awesome palm trees. Here's the route network. At this current moment, Pensacola has service to 18 destinations. There might be a couple missing on this, but this is pretty close. Immediately noticing no Fort Lauderdale, that's another service that they have. So those are all there, but you also have service to Miami, Tampa, Orlando, Atlanta, Charlotte, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia. They've had on and off service to New York, LaGuardia, Chicago, Chicago Midway, Dallas, Dallas Love Field, Austin, Houston, George Bush, Houston Hobby. We have St. Louis, Kansas City, Nashville, and Denver. So definitely a nice assortment of routes, and they continue to bounce between all kinds of different cities. So, but this is currently what's going on. So it's definitely expanded over recent history. Here's a really nice shot here at the Pensacola International Airport drop-off. It is just one level, so arrivals and departures, which makes sense for a 10-gate facility. It looks really nice, and they definitely have done a nice job innovating this, and I think they're looking to improve its infrastructure moving forward in the future. Here's the arrival and departures board. Here's some of the flights that you can expect along with some of the airlines. You have service from American Airlines, Delta, United, Southwest, Spirit, Silver, and I believe that is, and Frontier as well. So it's definitely a nice assortment of flights. And here's all those cities once again. You can see Orlando on there for Spirit is a cool one, along with all the rest of these. Southwest St. Louis, Southwest Nashville, you have American to Dallas, and then you got American to Charlotte as well. So all the flights that you would expect. The most popular route out of Pensacola is Atlanta on Delta. They fly that multiple times a day on the mainline aircraft. You can see all the flight numbers here in the 1 and 2000s. That would indicate mainline. How to identify some regional jets, we have United, any number pretty much excluding Southwest, over 3,000 is a regional jet. So American to Miami, 3300's Envoy. We have Charlotte, 5500, that would be Blue Streak on PSA. And you also have, let's see, there was one more I thought. And maybe not, maybe I was missing it. So anyway, oh yeah, United George Bush, that was 4378, that would be Commute Air. So cool to see all those. Here's a nice shot of what it looks like here with the check-in area. You got Silver, American, Delta, Frontier all lined up in this frame. As you can tell, it's nice and spread out. The ceiling's a little low in areas, but they've done a good job to keep it nice and bright, so that definitely looks nice. So overall, I think they've done an adequate job here with the facility. Here's the shot a little bit closer up here of the American Airlines check-in along with United as well. As you can tell, it's adequate, sufficient. Obviously, you can see a little bit of age here with the overhead boards, but obviously it doesn't matter too much. You can tell that the kiosk and other various items that are relevant to passengers have been updated, and they've done a good job keeping it modern here for all passengers throughout the airport. I also do want to mention that there is an airport walkthrough video on YouTube. It's a very simple facility, but it is really nice, as we'll see here in an upcoming image, so you'll see what I'm talking about momentarily. Here's what the baggage claim looks like. One level, not too much to it, pretty basic, but once again gets the job done for a 10-gate facility. They also have some cool decorations around the airport. I mentioned the Blue Angel outside. They also have one inside, so it's cool to see this hanging from the ceiling. So great job on Pensacola's part for remaining engaged and active. Speaking of that, they also have a great social media presence on Instagram, Facebook, and their website. So they've done a really good job communicating to travelers, and yet again, another premier example of what social media should look like for these airports. Here's a wonderful look at the inside of the airport, looking from the beginning down to the end. You can see how nice of a job they've done with it. It's nice and spread out. Very unique design with that turquoise, kind of gives you that ocean vibe, which is great. I think that's really smart. You can see the seats here, pretty traditional, a little older, but what more would you expect? You have the wayfinding, very nice and legible, very easy to see. And yeah, it's a really nice facility. It definitely gets an A. There's no major criticism to be had. I mean, it's really nice and they've done a very good job. I will say that I do think it's an interesting contrast though between the standard ceiling along with the slanted metal rods or whatever those would be designated as. They look pretty cool. So also nice big windows, easy to see, and this shot's at night, so it's kind of tough to tell what it would look like during the day, but I'm sure they get a pretty good amount of natural light in there regardless. So definitely a fan of the facility and looks pretty great. My last image here features that ST Engineering facility back there with the UPS aircraft, so I wanted to feature that one, but it's also nice to see this Delta Airlines 737-900ER. Once again, the most popular route here at Pensacola, flying to Atlanta multiple times a day. I think upwards of 8 or 9 daily flights on peak times, so this is cool to see, and overall it's definitely a really nice piece of the puzzle. So yeah, Pensacola is pretty basic, guys. There's not too much to it. Obviously a pretty nice assortment of air service considering the size of the airport, but it's definitely really cool to see what they've done here, and ultimately I do think it's a wonderful airport. It's been a fun model airport to represent, so check out my model airport updates for more on the air service and how the planes are laid out and all that. But it is pretty simple at the end of the day, but they do serve a meaningful purpose. It's been cool to see the airlines that have been adding additional air service as of late. And Pensacola will continue to thrive. I'm sure they'll be looking towards an expansion at some point soon, considering that they're going to outgrow this current facility. So excited to see what they're able to come up with and what they're able to identify to help this airport grow in the future. Definitely plenty of real estate options. As you can tell, there's plenty of room to add new facilities in the future. So I'm sure they'll do just that and continue to make this place look really nice. So I really hope all of you enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. A little shorter, but once again, that's kind of what the airport's like. There's not too much more to it. Besides, that's really cool. And if you ever get a chance to fly through it, feel free to let me know what you think and what you thought about it. That being said, that'll do for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Director of Aviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Director of Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Director of Aviation is signing off.